I had always thought that interstellar diplomacy would involve more dignified activities, perhaps a formal banquet with slimy appetizers and a side of awkwardly polite conversation. Instead, I found myself in the galactic equivalent of a talent show, standing on a stage surrounded by a motley crew of humans and aliens, all waiting for the lights to dim and the show to start. As the self-proclaimed world's best storyteller, a title I awarded myself after my 5th novel hit the bestseller list on 3 planets, I was here to chronicle this unique event. The Interstellar Talent Show was the brainchild of the Galactic Union's Cultural Exchange Program, a grand experiment designed to showcase the diverse abilities of humans to an audience of skeptical and curious aliens. The venue was a vast glittering arena floating in the middle of the Andromeda Nebula, an architectural marvel that looked like a disco ball on steroids. The structure itself was a testament to the technological prowess of the Galactic Union, built with materials that shimmered in a way that defied the spectrum of visible light. The walls were semi-transparent, allowing a breathtaking view of the nebula's swirling colors, hues of purple, blue, and gold that danced in the vacuum of space like a cosmic ballet. Aliens of all shapes, sizes, and number of tentacles filled the seats, their various appendages holding signs that I couldn't read, but assumed were enthusiastic. As I adjusted my mic, I could already hear the chatter in a dozen different languages, each more incomprehensible than the last. "Ladies and gentlemen and esteemed beings of all forms," I began, my voice dripping with sarcasm, "welcome to the first ever Interstellar Talent Show, where humans will attempt to prove that we are more than just a species that can eat, sleep, and occasionally wage wars." A smattering of laughter echoed through the arena, a promising start. "Our first act," I continued, "is someone who has taken the phrase making a splash quite literally. Please welcome Jennifer the Aquatic Acrobat." The spotlight shifted to a large tank of water that had been wheeled onto the stage. Jennifer, a professional synchronized swimmer and gymnast, leapt into the tank with the grace of a dolphin. Her routine was a mesmerizing blend of underwater ballet and intricate acrobatics performed to a soundtrack of classical earth music. The audience watched in stunned silence as she twisted and turned, her movements as fluid as the water she swam in. Jennifer had grown up by the sea, a child of the waves. She spent her early years swimming with dolphins, learning their movements, mimicking their grace. Her father, a marine biologist, often joked that she was part fish. Her mother, a gymnast, trained her in the art of movement. Jennifer combined these worlds seamlessly, her body a testament to human adaptability and creativity. As she moved through the water, her face was a mask of concentration and joy, her eyes reflecting the ethereal lights of the nebula outside. I glanced at the judges' panel, which included representatives from various alien species. The Xylothian judge, a being with multiple eyes and a gelatinous body, seemed particularly fascinated, its eyes blinking in rapid succession. A good sign, I hoped. As Jennifer's performance concluded with a dramatic flip out of the water and onto the stage, the crowd erupted in applause. I couldn't help but smile. "Thank you, Jennifer. That was quite the splash, in more ways than one." Next up was a human who had, for reasons beyond my understanding, decided that fire juggling was a talent worth showcasing in front of beings that could probably incinerate him with a thought. Marcus, the fire juggler, strode onto the stage, his torches already ablaze. "Marcus here believes in playing with fire," I quipped. "Let's hope he doesn't get burned, literally or figuratively." Marcus's performance was a dizzying display of skill and coordination. He tossed flaming torches into the air, caught them behind his back, and even juggled them while balancing on a unicycle. The audience watched with bated breath, clearly impressed, or perhaps just wondering if they were about to witness a human barbecue. Marcus had always been drawn to danger. Growing up in the bustling streets of New York, he found solace in the chaos. He started juggling at a young age, but the ordinary objects never thrilled him. He moved on to knives, then chainsaws, and finally, fire. The flames reflected his inner turmoil, a constant battle between control and chaos. As he juggled, his face remained calm, but his eyes flickered with the intensity of the fire he wielded. When Marcus finished with a flourish, extinguishing the flames with a single dramatic breath, the applause was thunderous. I noted with satisfaction that even the Zorbian judge, a creature with a heat-resistant exoskeleton, seemed impressed, its antennae twitching in approval. "Well, that was certainly hot," I remarked, earning a few chuckles. "Let's hope our next act can keep up the heat. Please welcome Sofia the Speed Painter." Sofia, a young artist with a flair for the dramatic, wheeled out a massive canvas and a cart full of paint. Her talent was painting incredibly detailed and expressive portraits in record time. She began with bold, sweeping strokes, the image of a serene alien landscape rapidly taking shape before our eyes. As Sofia worked, I provided a running commentary, adding my own brand of wit and sarcasm to keep the audience entertained. "You know, Sofia's been known to finish a masterpiece before most people finish their morning coffee. I once asked her if she could paint me a portrait. She said she'd need at least 2 minutes." The audience laughed, and I could see a few of the more artistic aliens nodding in appreciation as Sofia's painting came to life. When she finally stepped back, revealing a stunning depiction of the Andromeda Nebula, the applause was deafening. Even the usually stoic draconian judge, a reptilian creature with a penchant for critique, seemed impressed, its scales glimmering in approval. Sofia's journey as an artist began in the bustling streets of Paris. Raised by a single mother who worked as a waitress, Sofia spent her days sketching on napkins and her nights dreaming of galleries and exhibitions. Her talent was noticed by a street artist who took her under his wing, teaching her the tricks of the trade. Her speed painting was a result of countless hours spent in the streets, painting for tourists and locals alike. Each stroke was a testament to her struggles and triumphs, a blend of raw emotion and technical prowess. "And there you have it," I said, clapping along with the audience. "A masterpiece in minutes. Sofia, you're a real canvas conqueror." As the acts continued, I marveled at the sheer diversity of human talent. There was Liam, the cyber magician, who dazzled the audience with his holographic illusions and tech-based tricks. Then came Elena, the musical virtuoso, who played a medley of earth instruments simultaneously, creating a symphony that resonated with beings who had never heard of Beethoven or Mozart. Liam, a child prodigy from Tokyo, had always been fascinated by technology. His parents, both engineers, encouraged his curiosity, filling their home with gadgets and gizmos. By the age of 10, Liam had created his first holographic illusion, a miniature dragon that breathed virtual fire. His act was a blend of magic and science, a showcase of human ingenuity and imagination. Elena, on the other hand, was a musical savant. Raised in a small village in Italy, she learned to play the piano from her grandmother. Her talent, however, extended beyond the keys. She mastered the violin, cello, and flute, creating harmonious symphonies that transported listeners to another realm. Her music was a bridge between worlds, a universal language that resonated with beings across the galaxy. Each performance was met with awe and admiration, not just for the skill displayed, but for the sheer audacity of the humans who dared to dream and create in ways that defied logic and expectation. The alien judges, initially skeptical, were now visibly intrigued, their earlier reservations melting away with each act. Finally, it was time for the last performance of the night. I took a deep breath, feeling a mix of pride and anticipation. Our final act is someone who combines strength, grace, and a touch of insanity. Please welcome Alex the Extreme Sportsman. Alex, a thrill-seeker with a penchant for danger, strode onto the stage carrying a wingsuit and a skateboard. His act was a heart-stopping blend of extreme sports, starting with a high-speed skateboard routine that included flips, spins, and jumps that defied gravity. He then donned the wingsuit and took to the air, soaring above the audience in a breathtaking display of aerial acrobatics. As Alex swooped and dived, I couldn't resist adding my own commentary. Alex here has never met a height he didn't want to jump from. Personally, I prefer my feet firmly on the ground, but hey, to each their own. Alex had always been an adrenaline junkie. Born in the rugged mountains of Colorado, he spent his childhood climbing trees and jumping off cliffs into icy rivers. His parents, both extreme sports enthusiasts, encouraged his daring nature. By the age of 15, he had broken more bones than he could count, but that never deterred him. His love for the extreme was a reflection of his fearless spirit, a constant push against the boundaries of what was possible. The audience watched in stunned silence, their eyes wide with amazement. When Alex finally landed with a triumphant flourish, the arena erupted in applause, the sound reverberating through the space station. Even the usually unimpressed Xylothian judge was. On its feet, its multiple eyes blinking rapidly in approval. "Well, there you have it, folks," I said, stepping back to the center of the stage. "A night of talent, creativity, and a healthy dose of human insanity. I think it's safe to say we've left quite an impression on our alien friends." As the applause continued, I couldn't help but feel a swell of pride. Humanity, with all its quirks and flaws, had managed to captivate an audience of beings from across the galaxy. We had shown them that our greatest talent wasn't just in our skills or abilities, but in our relentless creativity, our boundless imagination, and our unyielding spirit. As the lights dimmed and the audience began to disperse, I took a moment to reflect on the night's events. The Interstellar Talent Show had been a gamble, a bold experiment in cultural exchange, and it had paid off in ways I hadn't dared to hope. With a final dramatic bow, I left the stage, ready to write the next chapter in the story of humanity's journey among the stars. After all, the world's best storyteller never rests, and there's always another story waiting to be told.